Hello guys, it is Jead and EA just made us about 3 or 4 million coins because of the Bundesliga TOTS pack weight. So thank you very much EA. We'll jump into that and we'll jump into can we do it again today on Saturday. But as well as that, we got some must complete SBCs, including Leonard Carl and 2 others. But one of them you are probably not expecting. So 3 must complete SBCs. And what else do we have coming during the Bundesliga team of the season? Well, let's jump into it. And guys, if you want to use players like this and just need that little extra boost, then you can get your cheap, fast, and most importantly, safe FC26 coins at eldorado.gg. They have 24/7 support, a money-back guarantee, and you can use code JEAD at checkout to get another 5% off your order. Link is in the description. Well, I hope you guys are having a fantastic start to your weekend on the Saturday if you're watching this on the Sunday. Hopefully you're having a fantastic start to your weekend. I've now got the garden furniture in. I'm putting that up today. Shout out to you guys who left comments about barbecues last video. I can actually now go out and get one, basically. I know what I'm looking for. Boys and girls, we've got to start with this Joshua Kimmich. If you were there in the Twitch stream, you already know what we're going to talk about when it comes to Joshua Kimmich. And then we bought more things after the Twitch stream, and it was great, right? Basically, EA did something with the pack weight that allowed us to make a lot of coins. So in this instance, we bought 3 Joshua Kimmichs for about 2 million, 2.05, and another one, I think around 2.05. I forget the exact amount. And we made hundreds of thousands of coins there. We did the same on Bool. We made about 300,000 coins there. And in total, on those 4 cards alone, we were above 1 million coins in profit after tax, which is just mental, just on those 4 cards alone. Now, the reason for this is, and I'm sure you guys, if you played yesterday, or even if you played this morning, the pack weight on these high-end cards, or even, forget the high-end cards, even on this middle-end cards in this team of the season, is quite strangely worse than Premier League. It's worse than last week. Now, that's crap for the game. Why is the pack weight worse on cards that are, in theory, less desirable? But I think this goes to show it, right? If I show you this Kimmich here, we're now a day into the team of the season Bundesliga. There are 6 Kimmiches on the market. When we got Premier League team of the season, we had Saliba and Van Dijk and other big cards. There was pages of them, like at least 2 or 3 pages of them. There's currently 6 Joshua Kimmiches. It is mental. And what that means is when you're talking high-end cards, and it's the same with Bool, is that if you ever see a card that is that rare, and he was that rare last night, it only takes 2 or 3 of them to move. Same with Bool here, right? It only takes 2 or 3 of them to move in price, and your card's up 500,000 coins. And that was the case with the Kimmich last night. So what happened with Kimmich, and the reason that, you know, you can do this with any card, right? Low budget cards as well, if they're rare enough, is that Kimmich was on the market right at the end for, I think, 2.050. There was a couple for 2.1 or 2.050 around that price. And then the rest of them were 2.5 million, 3 million coins. So we gambled. If you guys are on the stream, it wasn't exactly a safe buy. We were definitely risking our lives because first day team of the season buys are always risky. But we bought Kimmiches at 2.05. We were holding our breath and then they went up. The other ones got bought, the 2.2s, the 2.3s. And after 2 or 3 got bought, they were sitting above like 2.3 million coins. And we actually could have sold way higher than what we did. We kind of bottled it a little bit. We find Joshua Kimmich here. As you'll see, I sold for 2.35, 2.4, and 2.5, right? They were the 3 prices I sold for. If you actually look at his hourlies yesterday, we sold in this spike here when he hit sort of 2.8 million coins. But he actually went higher than that to 2.9, 3 million coins. I think he had sales at 3 million coins. Only like 1 or 2. But imagine we got those sales. We try and go back to last night, but it won't even show you. But look at this, right? People picking up Kimmich in the early hours of the night when we always talk about overnight flips, right? For 1.7 million coins. And as you've seen before, he's 2.2 million coins. So you could have made 400,000 coins on him again overnight. I didn't look at him. I didn't because I already traded 3 of them in the day. So I didn't look at him. But that's how powerful rarity cards. But it's all because of the pack weight EA did with these cards. Boys, how many cards have you packed? As you can see on the screen before, we've packed 4 total with only 1 half decent one. Has anyone packed a decent card so far? They're so difficult. And like again, the best card I've packed, we'll talk about it, but it is Georgia Stanway. The absolute best card I've packed. I can't even see, and we did a lot of share plays on stream yesterday. I didn't even see many Diamondes or Mecanos. We've seen 1 Stiller from Champs Rewards. These middle-end cards are impossible to pack. The only ones we seen were Grimaldo. We didn't even see a round. We seen Alex Garcia, Grimaldo, none of the other starting 11s apart from Undav. This is how rare they were. And I don't know why EA are doing this because it makes no sense for a team that in theory, obviously you guys might be German, watch the Bundesliga, but in theory is less desirable than the Premier League team of the season the week before. And even the Saudi tots, right? You best believe we were getting Doombias and Zezes and Tonys. We barely got Simicans. I mean, we barely got the 180,000 coin cards. We didn't get a single Ibanez. We weren't getting those cards. And why are EA doing this? when there's only 3 weeks of Team of the Season left with Ultimate Team of the Season as well. Like, why are you doing that? It makes no sense. But of course, we did take advantage of it with the Kimmich and Bool, and that was fantastic. We're up about 1 million coins from those. And in total, from yesterday, again, if you're in the stream, fair play, we're up about 3 million coins. And all of this is repeatable, boys. For the rest of the weekend, for the rest of the week, no matter what budget you're on. These are all just fluctuation trades. Morgan bought at 3-1, sold 3-5. Bale 6-6, 7-3, right? They're the really expensive cards. But Alex Scott, who might be a coin transfer card, let's talk about that in a second, because you might be getting banned once again. But she was 110 to 140. Pavlovic was a little bit of a sort of impact trade, nothing crazy. But Lewandowski was 250 to 290. Salah's not that cheap, but I think he was about 400 to 450. Fabregas 260 to 297. And it goes on and on and on. On the low budget cards, Calafiori 220 something to 278. Crazy. And then higher budget cards as well. Fluctuations for the rest of the Team of the Season and during Weekend League are where you want to be spending your time if you want coins on this game. That and mass bidding. So broken. We're at 3 million coins. And because of that, on tomorrow's Twitch stream, we're going to be using the Messi and Ronaldo TOTS in the Champs Run because we've got the coins for it. So come get involved there. But it's all to do with the fluctuation trades. Now, we've got some Pavlovic left to sell. These were bought at really poor prices. I bought these kind of lazily last night. 124, 123. He's probably about the same price. Might take a tax loss on those, but overall with the profit, obviously that's fine in the long run. Then just goes to show, boys, you have to lose on some trades to win overall, right? And the reason for Pavlovic not doing so well, you can kind of see it here. Look at the difference, and it makes a lot of sense, by the way. But look at the difference between Rarity and this Pavlovic card and the Kimmich card and the Bool card. And now, obviously, Pavlovic is a much easier to pack card. And he's probably the only good card we were consistently packing yesterday on the share plays. But obviously, he's way less rare, so he's going to move a lot worse in price than someone like Kimmich and like Bool. But as a little shout out, if you guys want a really, really cheap beast card to try and game as your holding or deep lying playmaker midfielder, because he can play centre mid, incisive, pinged and bruiser, but with intercept, with ticky, he's literally just missing maybe anticipate. You could argue like quick step and relentless, maybe not really. He's really just missing anticipate. This card should be absolutely crazy. Obviously, he's your deep lying playmaker. You don't really want him going forward with no finesse and 85 shooting, but really recommend that card if you need to centre mid for champs. He's very similar to me to like Enzo Fernandez in terms of like value, not how he plays in game, in terms of how valuable he is for the price. Boys, before we move on to these must complete SBCs, you might be getting banned, and I don't say that in like some weird clickbaity way. People are getting banned left, right, and centre in a minute, and it's not just traders, right? We're talking literally anyone, and it's buying the wrong cards. Because the way the game works is certain cards are used by CoinShop to transfer cards, which has been happening, for years. But EA ban system is now kind of changed, where the way they're doing it is if you just end up buying a couple of the cards that CoinShops use to transfer coins, you can get caught in the middle of it, right? So this is Buy Me Iron Foot birthday. Someone in our Discord got banned this other day because they didn't ask about what cards, right? By the way, if you're worried about this, get in the Discord and just ping a message to anyone and say, is this a coin transfer card? At the mods, at me, and ask, is this a coin transfer card? Someone can check and they can explain to you why. Because there's a couple patterns you will see. This is, for one example, a coin transfer card. And if you trade this, or even buy it for your team. You just buy it for your team, you've got a chance of getting banned, which is just stupid. I'm going to try and show you guys one example, but it is kind of difficult to show this like across the board because it kind of varies. But we take a look at this Beckenbauer, right? Now, just for context, this Trophy Titans Beckenbauer, it's a super rare card. Now, that's important, right? They often use rare cards. This is a super rare card, which means he shouldn't have a lot of listings. He shouldn't have a lot of sales. But if we check, look at the timestamps on these, right? All within about 10, 15 minutes of each other there, you will see 875, 880, 879, 879, 879, 881, 875, 884, 880. And they're often listed at the exact same or very, very similar prices. And this is them offloading the coin shop cards, right? If you see spooky patterns like this, where a really rare card has multiple listings, it's probably one to watch out for and could be a very risky card. Does that mean you can't trade it? No, you should be fine to trade it in theory if you buy multiple of them, or if you buy one and list it really, really like high too quickly and make too much profit in a short amount of time. That is what sends big red flags to the system that you're coin transferring. So if you do that, just be very, very careful trading these cards. Again, get in the Discord, ask anyone, ask me, ask Naf, ask any of the mods, and we'll try and help you out. But look for that when you look at sales history. Does it look a little bit sketchy where like there's loads at the same price, listed very close together, especially on rare cards? Okay, but why is it so good to have coins right now? Why is it so good to be 3 million coins up in profit? Apart from the fact that, of course, we want Messi and Ronaldo for the team. Well, EA finally came through with an SBC you should spend your coins on if you don't have the fodder, because EA dropped not one, but two banging player SBCs. Boys, you guys were asking me in the stream yesterday, Leonard Carl or Di Maria? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. Now, Carl should be insane. I've seen a few people try him out and say he's really, really good. He's much more expensive than Di Maria. Last time I checked, he's more like 550 to 500,000 coins. Depends on where fodder is, up and down, with weekly rewards. Incisive on a cam is necessary, so that's fine. He's got the finesse and low driven, has ticky, perfect. No pinged is really annoying. But apart from that, perfect. Literally just missing pinged. Perfect. And he has 5-star skills, which is really, really fun. Stats look great with 95 pace, 95 dribbling. And the 95 pace with quick step, he's really good at cam because he gets away from people quicker. You don't need rapid at cam, really, even though he does have it, right? So, Carl, yes, 10 out of 10. Worth the 550k. I would say spend your coins on him if you really want to go get a cam. But maybe you don't need Carl because you might go and do Angel Di Maria, the Holy One scores. We got right-wing Di Maria who can play cam and striker, of course. Where should you play this card? I think you would also play him at cam. He's not really a right winger. Now, you guys know, and if you don't know, the meta in this game right now is use wingers that are lengthy, like Semenyo, big, tall wingers that sprint down the line and cut back, blah, blah, blah. Boring, right? But that's how the meta works, which means Angel Di Maria, you do this card and use him at cam. I think if you're someone who doesn't have a crazy account, you don't have crazy coins, you've not been following the channel for a while, I would say do one or the other. Di Maria is much cheaper, around 200,000 coins. I would say go and do this card first. He's got 5-star, 4-star, just like Carl. He has Incisive Plus, just like Carl. He has Technical, though, instead of Quick Step Plus. He has Finesse Plus instead of, what did Carl have? I think Low Driven Plus. So playstyle plus-wise, Di Maria is actually better. What you're sacrificing is, you're sacrificing First Touch and Press Proven for Inventive Long Ball. And then I think Pinged is swapped out for, I can't remember which one Carl had. Maybe something else. Carl's missing something here. Maybe Carl had Ticky and not Pinged. I think that's what it is, right? But he also has 94 pace, 95 dribbling, very similar to Carl. He has 92 shooting, 94 passing. And the way Team of the Season chemistry works, I wouldn't even bother worrying about chemistry, like, oh, Bundesliga Argentina. I think you have to go and complete one of these cards, if not both of them, if you've got the account ready for it. I'm not sure we're going to get SBCs as good as these two for the next week or half, next 2 weeks maybe. We'll have to see what comes out next week with Liga. Both great SBCs, and there's one more must-complete SBC. And maybe before we get onto the must-complete, is this a must-avoid SBC? This is the first time I've ever seen anything like this on FC. Maybe I'm missing something. We had red reward upgrades before, but we have never, in my memory, had a red reward upgrade like this. So, if you guys missed this yesterday, I don't know how, you must be living under a rock. You got one of 3 Serie A, Premier League, or Bundesliga TOTS champs item for submitting 3 of your TOTS champs items. And I actually did this on stream because I had Zielinski, Palestra, and David Raya, I believe, are 3 of my red picks I've had so far. And I didn't want any of them, right? So, I put 3 of mine in, and we got Ryan Cherky. Now, for a lot of people, that's probably nothing. He's only 200,000 coins. I didn't already have him. I've not had this card once in packs yet. So, for me, to get a red Cherky, I was fine with that. I've now got 2 Man City Reds. I would say everyone else should avoid this SBC. The reason it was so weird is because you could get Bundesliga TOTS champs from 6 or 1 p.m. And I tried it. I did it straight away on stream and tried to get Bundesliga TOTS champs, and we got Cherky. I would say avoid that. I mean, if you get a lot of red picks that are crap over the next, including this champs, maybe you get 2 crappy Bundesliga ones, you got another chance to get a red. So that's all right with it. But I wouldn't put, decent reds in to try and get a banger. Only put it in if you've got reds that are worth less than 50k and you just don't want them, right? We then got one more SBC that was also crap. We got the week 3 TOTS upgrade. Now, this in theory is really good. We did all 3 on stream. We did a lot of the share plays on stream. Boys, the weight was shocking. The weight was really bad. If you ever want to see how the weight is on these SBCs, come and get involved in the stream. But it was quite depressing yesterday because we just opened, I don't know how many we opened, maybe 20 or 30 of these. Did we get a single dub? Not that I can remember. Do you know what I mean? Men in Black wiped it from my mind, to be honest, but not that I can remember. The good SBC, and I think Nate was talking about this on this morning's video when he put one out. I always release videos after Nate because obviously I'm in the UK. It's just funny because I always miss what he's talking about, but I think he talked about it. This SBC here is the 1 of 382 plus Bundesliga or the German's Bundesliga player pick. Now, on stream yesterday, I didn't even look at this, right? For the first hour or two. And then people in chat started saying, you guys started saying, no, gee, this is really good. So, we started completing them. And we got Stanway out of, the first 5. We got nothing out the next 20. But we got Stanway out the first 5. Now, so you can only play CDM, which is a bit annoying. But huge dub from a player pick that's so cheap. The weight on these is really good, and the reason for that is because there's not too many golds in the Bundesliga or German Women's League that are 82 and above, apart from the Team of the Season cards. So this takes 9 rare gold players. This is what you should be grinding 24/7 as much as possible this week. Now, the pack grind for that is really easy. You don't need to overthink it. Go and do all your provisions upgrades. I need to go and do mine here. Go and do all your daily bronze, silver, common gold into the rare gold. And then use all the rares straight away into that upgrade. Now, you can try and save some of your rares for things like the player picks because these will take commons as well. Because otherwise, what you're going to end up with is just loads of commons, right? I think this week you're going to end up with a club full of gold commons and there's nowhere really to put them as far as I'm aware. So if you want to balance it with these 5 of 10 79 plus player picks, right? In theory, you put 3 rares in here and you get 5 back. So that's a way to get some rares from commons. But there's just not many ways to do this, right? So, and the TOTS crafting upgrade as well. I guess that's the best way to do it. I would actually maybe go and do the TOTS crafting upgrade first then. Okay, yeah. So I've changed it midway. I'm talking about this. Go and do all the TOTS crafting upgrades first. Wait until you're out of commons, because this will just kind of print rares into commons into rares, because it's 2 rares, but you get 5 back, right? So you'll rinse all your commons in your club, then you've got all the rares, and when you've got all the rares, go and do as many player picks as possible. If you're doing a pack grind this week, that is what everyone should be doing, and let me know who's the best player you've got from one of these player picks, and if you've done none of them, go and do 20 or 30 using what I've just showed. Let me know who you get. Hopefully, you get 1 or 2 team of the seasons minimum, including a decent one. But the Evo, boys, the Evo, Friday's Evo day. Everyone let me know down below who we used in the Evo, and I will try and check out all of your chains on FUTGG or FUTBIN. I'll try and check them out. I might put my CC in. What do we think of this Evo? In my opinion, 6 out of 10. I don't think it's that good, boys. If you don't want to spend the coins on it, don't stress. Don't stress. The way this is for me, it's a playstyle Evo. I've got a C-Side as Incisive Plus, 1 playstyle. I can give him finesse and technical and make him sort of the perfect box-to-box. He's just missing intercept. So I guess he's not the perfect box-to-box. And maybe I can try and give him intercept first somehow. But yeah, I need to get him intercept. But for me, it's giving the cards the playstyles, right? I could use it on Oscar Bob, but if you use it on someone that's already got one of the playstyles, like Finesse, then they get Game Changer. And you basically don't want Game Changer, right? If you use it on someone, not Biscoff, someone like Gnabry, there we go. If you use it on someone like Gnabry, you'll see that it gives Finesse, then Technical, and Game Changer. So you don't want to use it on someone that's already just got Finesse and Technical, right? So I could use it on FIFA, and everyone was asking me on stream about FIFA. She loses lengthy, boys, because she gets the agility boost. She loses lengthy, and therefore, I would not put this on FIFA. I wouldn't do it. You need that card to be lengthy for it to be decent. A lot of people ask me about Bernardo Silva. I think he's a really good card. But anyway, the stat boost on this is just so average that I think this is just a purely playstyle Evo. You are paying 100,000 coins to get a little stat boost. But as you can see with my CC, mainly the playstyles. Now, as always with this, there are some crazy chains. Again, if you're looking for chain, I always say go to the Discord. But I think we really do have one of the best communities in terms of where you can put your Evos and stuff in. Just jump in the Evo lounge, and as you can see, you can talk about your Evos with other people, see what you're saying, see what people are saying about them. But there is a lot of chains, right? Inaki Williams looks great. I think Jaden on stream, you use this, right? But as you can see, there's a lot of chains anyway. Inaki Williams is one of the most popular ones. You can see them all on FUTBIN here. Elise's really popular as well, mainly because he's in the Bundesliga, though not really any other reason. He's not one of the most meta ones. Rafael Leao is always meta for Evo chains, to be honest. But you can kind of see, people are looking to chain it. Fife is the one I would avoid, though. Again, look at this Fife for now. Go down to the chem styles down here. She can no longer be lengthy. And I know I hate saying that buzzword, but it really does make the card nowhere near as good, because she just can't go down the line as well as if she was lengthy. So I would avoid that. It's actually the same with Thunderstruck Bale. If you look at Thunderstruck Bale, he now no longer can be lengthy. And this guy went up to 2 million coins because the Evo. I would not put him into it. Genuinely, the reason pros love Bale and the reason he plays so good in the game is because of that lengthy body type. So I would not use that either. We'll use the objectives. We're not that crazy. I don't want to go waste time with it. We got the TOTS exhibition for the Bundesliga. You get some nice packs that you get the guaranteed TOTS pack. So I recommend going and doing it if you've got the time. But the cards are not crazy with Kramaric and Aslani. That again, not crazy. Quartes is not crazy for the honorable mention Evo, like the objective. Chance objective is always nice for a little bit of bonus with the TOTS player pack, but you'd get that just by doing it anyway. So make sure you're playing champs. And in general, there's just not in that crazy. The only thing that probably actually will interest you is the Evolution Revolution, which is kind of just like play games. It's basically a play games objective, really. And you will see you get things like chain evolutions, like improved vision and short passing. Everyone loves a chain evolution, especially when they're free. So that one's the one I would make sure you go and do. Check the Evos, don't forget them. You'll get some crazy chains to make these mad cards have like all 90 rated stats. But apart from that, not an interesting. So let's talk about coins, right? What can we buy? What are we doing right now? Because we've just made loads of coins already with Team of the Season, but there's loads more opportunities. And what happened last week as well? Before we jump into that though, boys, only 18% of you guys are still subscribed. That number's not moved for ages. It stays at 18 to 20% and just doesn't move. So if you guys could just check, see if you're subscribed. Let's see if we can hit 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That would be great. But yeah, let's talk coins. Firstly, the fodder TOTS, the low-end TOTS that we normally speak about, should get towards their low point today, and I would keep a close eye on it. Burger's been a little bit low in this. I think overnight, 14k. See if this guy or any of the fodder TOTS from any of the leagues pretty much drop below 13, 12,000 coins. Now, again, they're needed in a lot of SBCs, so that'll be pretty tough to do because people are using them just, like I say, as fodder right now. But even cards like that, right? Try and find anything below 14,000 coins, 13,000 coins. Bids are going to be your best friend with that. There's pretty much none in the rest of the world TOTS because they're all higher rated. But even like a 92 Randall, see if you can get this guy maybe 18 or 17,000 coins today as a 92 rated fodder TOTS. I think that's going to be the best time to get them. Today and tomorrow, but even today might be the best day. Saturday was the best day last week. Let's see if it's the best day this week. Keep an eye out on that. And again, bids are going to pretty much be your only friend. 91 Team of the Seasons, like even the Zeze card, he could be absolutely insane to pick up. Again, bids at 13, 14,000 coins. Ideally, if he doesn't get that low today, he'll hit that squad battle rewards tomorrow morning for the 3 people in the world that are still playing it. But anyway, fodder TOTS is always best to look a little bit early on and try and get him bids on because we could get more SBCs, right? We're going to talk about what we're missing in terms of SBCs. That's what, like, one of the things is we're going to need more Team of the Seasons to use in SBCs. Fodder TOTS, great. In terms of the high-end cards, though, boys, the one that you guys might care about, right? When do I buy Yao Felix for my team? When do I buy Stiller for my team? When do I buy Pavlovic for my team? if we take a look at what happened with the team of the season cards last week on the 14th day, just keep an eye on what happens on the Saturday, right? So they get the overnights that we've already had. So you can't buy these now. We've had them overnight. I've seen it on Kimmich before. If you've seen before, 1.7 on Kimmich to 2.2. That's what happened there with Saliba. Then they kind of hold price middle of the day because people are buying their weekend league team. What this big downfall is here on the Saturday is a lot of people finish their champs. So they finish them midday, so they'll sell off the team. That's one. We get 6 p.m. content, and the last few weeks we've had crazy like lightning rounds and store pack supply. That's 2. And 3 is just that we have less demand because people have now, like, less people are basically playing their champs and buying the teams, right? So all those 3 combined, cards fell off an absolute cliff. And even the rises were not enough to make profit on most of the cards. I expect this on most of the Bundesliga and Saudi cards today. If you're asking me, when can I buy cards today? And if it's for your team, as late as possible, try and reduce the loss. But you'll see the only low point we really got was overnight tonight, right? So into Sunday morning hours, right? And this is all UK time, obviously. That'll be the first time I'll say to look to buy. Every time overnight is the safest. And even Saliba there, you maybe picked up at 2 million coins flat. And he did have a really, really short peak at 2.2. But most of the Premier League cards fit the same pattern. The cards I would go for if you're doing that are the rare cards. While Felix, I would go for obviously Ronaldo if you can afford it. But that's kind of crazy. And for the Bundesliga side, you're talking Diaz, Kimmich, Bull, Kane, Elise. Those cards have no supply on the market. Even Tar and Slotterbeck are good options to have a look at. But again, I would not be buying any of these cards as an investment today until probably overnight. We've just been getting cooked and cooked and cooked with store packs on the Saturdays. And I imagine they'll do the same this week. They might not. It could change. Can't predict the future, sadly. Not unlock that DLC just yet. But I imagine that it'll be the same this week. Even on the mid to low tier cards, Timber. So this is like your Pavlovic's, your Stillers, maybe your Georgia Stanways. For the most part, once again, 260,000 coins and then they had a slight rise to 300. They kind of follow the same pattern. The Sunday, you can make coins off that. And then for the rest of it, they're just kind of going down and down. Now, on these Premier League TOTS cards, the last video we put out a couple of days ago, I said I'm going to sell, right? Because last year on Bundesliga, we got crazy TOTS pack weight. If you guys have noticed, Tim was up from 200 to 240, so GG's if you held there. And also, Cherky went up a little bit. He got harmed because, of course, we got Carl and Di Maria. Cams and right wings got cooked. Again, when we talk about trading like positions of what SBCs are out, you got to try and avoid them. So Cherky got cooked a little bit. But Timber was up massively. David Raya started to climb. We said this is the one guy I'd buy from last week. And if you look at David Raya, pretty sure he's gone from 44,000 coins the other day, 42 to 64. So GG's if you followed that one and held there. He's gone crazy. The reason for this was, and the reason I said sell is because we thought Bundesliga pack weight was high. Bundesliga pack weight comes in and it's impossible to pack them. So naturally, these Premier League team of the seasons have gone up. However, if the pack weight on these Bundesliga cards starts to increase, I think you could start to see some of those Prem cards drop into the same, the same as the Bundesliga cards. Because if you think about it, right? Say this Luis Diaz today falls from 3.3 million coins to maybe 2 million coins and has a crazy drop. You might see Semenyo drop a little bit, just to kind of follow that drop. So be careful. If you held some of the Prem cards, I would probably start to offload some of them. Cards like David Raya will probably just keep going up, but he's already got up 25,000 coins. So you've done really, really well there. And before we move on, how crap is this Harry Kane card, by the way? This Harry Kane card has no incisive, has power shot, has precision header, has long ball plus, has first touch. Like, they've actually butchered Harry Kane. No one should use this card in Weekend League. I was looking forward to using him. Now I don't care. Anyway, what we got to avoid when we talk trading and coins going forward, this is what we still got to come. So Carl and Di Maria came. We're still looking for a Pop, Garassi, Paredes, Gnabry, Carrasco, all these cards. Obviously, we've already got Kramaric and Quartes and Asllani. The main ones I would look out for here is Pop and Hernandez. Literally the only ones. Do we get Hernandez today? I'm not sure, but we're meant to be getting a left-back Evo, I believe, tomorrow. The fact that we've got Teo Hernandez and a left-back Evo tomorrow, I think you just got to avoid left-backs, possibly even full-backs. Imagine the Evo gives someone right-back. They've often done that with full-back Evos, give them the other side. Teo Hernandez is coming. He looks absolutely crazy. We've got Pop coming, who doesn't look that crazy, but could be really, really cheap and maybe affect some of the cheaper cards. I mean, I doubt it, but she normally make these cards quite cheap so that everyone goes and completes them. But Teo Hernandez is the main one, right? The rest of them, maybe like I say, you're looking out for some of these cards. I don't really care about most of them. Again, maybe you guys are, but the rest of them look absolutely shocking. Even Gnabry just looks meh. I don't know. Maybe Gnabry could affect cams and right wingers a little bit more. But cams and right wingers have already died a slow death with Carl and Di Maria, so I don't think you got to worry about that too much. But avoid left backs. And also, this Teo Hernandez card, even though team of the season, of course, is kind of like you don't need chemistry anymore. If he is really well priced, he could be overpriced. But if he's really well priced, he could just do nice for some of the Saudi card links. Now, again, not looking to buy any of these cards just yet with the price drops we should see today. But maybe Ibanez does well. Maybe Simakan is like a perfect link as well. And these cards are getting quite cheap already. If we could see these cards get like towards 100,000 coins with the heavy lightning rounds and stuff today, maybe they're one of the ones to actually go for overnight if we get Teo. Or even if we don't get Teo and he comes on Sunday with the icon packs and the gamble packs that we get normally like on Sunday anyway. And yeah, there it is. I knew it was. Nate talking about the must complete TOTS pick. And he's talking, I'm guessing, I'm not watching the video, but I'm guessing he's talking about the 82 player pick. Honestly, boys, there's one takeaway from this video apart from the things with coins and the trading. Did we just sell something then? we just sold our other last card. We're now on 23 million coins. We just sold our Francesco Totti. And when the rest of the Pavloviches sell, we're on 23.5 million coins, which is really, really nice. Probably the highest coin total I've bid on ever. Maybe, I can't remember. But we're on 23 and a bit million coins. This, in the upgrades tab, leave you on that. The 1 of 3, 82 plus Bundesliga or GPFL BL. Someone's going to go and do 30 and get nothing. Someone's going to go and do 10 and pack Kane. So it's literally 50-50 how this will go. But the pack weight on them in general is really, really good. Boys, have a fantastic weekend, right? Go and watch your team play football. Go and get outside if the weather is nice. Do what you want to do. Let me know how you get on in champs. And yes, subscribe if you haven't already. Check down below. We might try and hit 20,000 coins, 20,000, I always say that, 20,000 subs by the end of the year. Let's see. And if you haven't already, check out this video from the Little Jead channel. We put a lot of effort into that. I'm assuming most of you won't have seen it. It's a pretty good watch. It's from the Prem team of the season last week. So check out that if you haven't already. But yeah, until next time, I'll see you all in a bizzle.